2 a.m. at Tesla's Gigafactory. Machines hummed in the empty halls. In the dimly lit break room, 5 exhausted night shift workers sipped bitter coffee, unaware their lives were hours away from a miracle. Maria, a single mother of twin boys, rubbed her sore shoulders. Her 12-hour shift assembling battery packs left her hands trembling. The 18-hour job was the only thing keeping her family from drowning in debt. Across the table, Jamal, an Army veteran with PTSD, scrolled through photos on his cracked phone. His daughter, college acceptance letter glared back at him. $30,000 a year, he muttered. How do I tell her I can't afford this? The room buzzed with silent struggles. Luis, a former farmer who lost his land to wildfires, counted pennies for his daughter's insulin. Dave, a widowed grandfather, raised his teenage granddaughter alone after her parents' overdose. Suddenly, the break room door slammed open. Who's hungry? Boomed a familiar voice. All heads turned. Elon Musk stood in the doorway, balancing 6 pizza boxes, his Tesla cap flipped backward. The workers froze. Was this a joke? Relax. I'm not here to fire anyone. Elon grinned, tossing pepperoni slices onto paper plates. Heard the midnight crew deserved a thank you. Maria's hands shook. The Elon Musk? Here? He cracked jokes about his first job zip-tying computer parts. I pulled all-nighters too, he said, biting into a slice. Jamal nervously blurted, why us? Elon leaned against the table. You think rockets build themselves? You're the ones keeping the lights on while the world sleeps. For the first time in years, laughter echoed in the break room. Then Elon's phone buzzed. Selfie time, he announced. The group huddled awkwardly. Maria's tearful smile, Jamal's stunned face, Luis clutching his half-eaten slice. The photo, Elon's grin beside their tired faces, would break the internet the next morning. As Elon left, he paused. Oh, and Maria? Check your email tomorrow. The room fell silent. Priya whispered, what did he mean? The next morning, Maria's phone buzzed wildly. Dozens of missed calls, hundreds of texts. But one email marked urgent, Tesla Futures Initiative, would unravel a secret too big to believe. Maria stumbled into her tiny apartment at 8 a.m., her eyes heavy with exhaustion. Her twins, Mateo and Diego, slept soundly in their shared bunk bed. She collapsed onto the couch, scrolling through her phone. 12 missed calls from her sister, 50 WhatsApp messages. Then she saw it. Subject line, urgent, Tesla Futures Initiative, full scholarship confirmation. Her heart raced. Scholarship, she hadn't applied for anything. The email read, Dear Maria, per Mr. Musk's directive, your sons, Mateo and Diego Rodriguez, have been enrolled in the Tesla Futures Initiative. All college tuition, housing, and textbook costs will be covered in perpetuity. Sincerely, Linda Chen, Tesla HR Director. Maria's hands trembled. This can't be real. She called Jamal, her voice shaking. Jamal sat in his pickup truck outside the factory, staring at the same email. His daughter Aaliyah had been awarded a full ride to Stanford. Dad, is this a scam? She'd cried earlier. Jamal didn't know until he spotted Luis sprinting across the parking lot, waving his phone. They paid for my daughter's insulin. Luis shouted, tears streaming. A whole year's supply. Priya joined them, her voice breaking. They're covering my son's therapy, speech classes, everything. Dave, the grandfather, stood silent. His granddaughter, Lily, had just received a free laptop and a guaranteed internship at Tesla. This ain't no scam, Dave finally said. That pizza wasn't just pizza. At 10 a.m., the group gathered in Tesla's sleek HR office. Linda Chen, a no-nonsense executive, handed them thick folders. Mr. Musk approved a $5 million education fund last night. You're the first beneficiaries. Maria choked up. Why us? Linda smiled. He read your files. Maria, you've worked here 6 years without a single sick day. Jamal, your daughter's essay on veterans' mental health moved him. Luis, your farm burned down saving your neighbors. Mr. Musk, he notices. Priya burst into tears. My son, he'll finally speak. He'll thrive, Linda said softly. Your kids start next semester. Oh, and Dave, Lily's internship includes housing. You're moving to Palo Alto. News spread like wildfire. By noon, the factory buzzed with whispers. Did you hear? Maria's boys are going to Harvard. Workers hugged them in the halls, hope flickering in their eyes. But as Maria drove home that evening, her phone pinged, unknown number. Check your porch. She pulled up to her apartment and screamed. A gleaming red Tesla Cybertruck sat in her driveway, a bow on the hood. The license plate read, Media 1. No, no way, Maria whispered. Inside the truck, a note for the drives to college. Elon. But as she reached for it, her landlord stormed outside. Maria, is this your truck? Maria stared at the Cybertruck, its crimson paint glowing under the streetlights. But before she could process the miracle, her landlord's rage echoed through the parking lot, and a hidden message in the truck would turn her joy into a fight for justice. Maria's landlord, Mr. Kowalski, stormed toward her, his face red. You think you're special now? This ain't your parking spot. He kicked the Cybertruck's tire. Get this junk out of here or I'll tow it. Maria's heart sank. Junk? This truck was her son's ticket to college. No more 4 a.m. bus rides. But as Mr. Kowalski ranted, Priya pulled up in her old Honda. Leave her alone, Priya shouted. This truck's a blessing. Jamal and Luis arrived next, still in their Tesla uniforms. You ever had someone believe in you, Kowalski? Jamal snapped. The landlord froze, his anger crumbling into something raw. Believe in me? I lost my pension in the recession. Nobody gave me a free ride. Maria stepped forward, her voice steady. This isn't a free ride. We earned this. She opened the Cybertruck's door and gasped. Inside sat an envelope labeled, for Mr. Kowalski. The letter read, Mr. Kowalski. Maria told me you've raised rent 3 times this year, but she also said you fixed her heater in December. Here's $50,000 to renovate this building. Turn it into something that makes you proud. Elon Musk P.S. The Cybertruck's yours if you want it. Mr. Kowalski's hands shook. He knows my name? Maria softened. He notices everything. By dawn, news vans swarmed the apartment complex. Local mom gets life-changing gift from Elon Musk. Reporters blared. Neighbors gathered, sharing stories of Maria's kindness, how she'd babysat their kids during night shifts, how she'd shared groceries when Luis's fridge was empty. But online, critics erupted. Rich guy just wants good PR. Why help her and not my family? Elon's team stayed silent until a leaked video hit Twitter. The video showed Elon in the Gigafactory break room at 2:30 a.m., listening to Maria's voicemails. Her desperate pleas for overtime shifts played aloud. I just need to buy my boys winter coats, her voice crackled. Elon paused the recording, his face unreadable. Then he typed 2 words, scholarship, now. The clip ended with him grabbing pizza boxes, muttering, damn coats. The internet exploded. Inspired Tesla's night shift crew staged a silent protest. At 2 a.m. they hung Maria's son's old winter coats on the factory walls, a haunting line of frayed fabric. When Elon arrived unannounced, workers glared. Fix all our kids' futures, not just theirs, someone shouted. Elon studied the coats, jaw tight. You're right. He pulled out his phone, tweeted Tesla Futures Initiative, $500 million fund for every employee's kids, K-12 tutors, college scholarships, daycare, apply tonight. The factory erupted in cheers, but Maria noticed Elon slip out, his shoulders heavy. Maria followed him to the parking lot. Why did you really do this? Elon hesitated, his voice barely audible. My dad never came to one of my school plays. I swore I'd never let kids feel forgotten. Before Maria could respond, his phone rang. A headline flashed, Tesla stock plummets. After Musk's $500 million tweet, Tesla's stock crashed overnight. Billionaires called Elon a madman. Shareholders demanded his resignation. And Maria's sons begged her to return the Cybertruck. But one voicemail from Elon's estranged daughter would reveal the truth behind his $500 million gamble. The next 48 hours were chaos. News channels screamed, Musk's charity spree bankrupts Tesla. Protesters outside Gigafactory gates held signs, fund our futures, not your ego. Maria's twins hid in their room, terrified. Mom, what if they take our scholarships? Mateo cried. Inside Tesla HQ, Elon sat alone in the dark, ignoring frantic calls from Wall Street. His phone buzzed, a voicemail from his daughter, Vivian. Dad, I saw the video. You did for them what you couldn't do for me. I'm proud of you. Call me. He deleted it, fists clenched. At dawn, Tesla's board emergency meeting turned explosive. "Reverse the fund, Elon, or we vote you out," shouted a hedge fund CEO. Elon stood, eyes cold. "You think I care about your stock? That $500 million isn't charity. It's an investment." He slammed a report on the table. 60% of our workers skip meals to feed their kids. You want innovation? Happy employees innovate, miserable ones unionize. The room fell silent. "Vote me out," he dared. "I'll buy Tesla back with my SpaceX shares." Maria arrived home to find Mr. Kowalski painting the apartment walls. "Elon's contractors start renovations next week," he said, avoiding her gaze. "Kids deserve a safe place." But her phone buzzed. A Tesla lawyer. "The board might cancel the Futures Initiative. Return the truck to protect your scholarships." Jamal called next, voice broken. Aaliyah's dorm got vandalized. They wrote Musk's pet on her door. Maria stared at the Cybertruck. "No, we keep it." By midnight, Tesla's parking lot flooded with night shift workers holding flashlights. Maria climbed onto the Cybertruck's hood, megaphone in hand. "They say we're charity cases. We built every battery in their fancy cars. If Elon falls, we fall together." The crowd roared. Jamal waved his daughter's torn Stanford acceptance letter. "They don't want us to win, but we will." A drone camera buzzed overhead, live streaming to millions. At 3 a.m., Elon arrived in a black SUV. Unnoticed, he watched Maria rally the crowd, her voice raw with passion. "We don't need pity, we need respect." A worker spotted him. "Elon's here." The crowd parted. Maria froze as he walked toward her. "Say the word," he said. "And I shut the fun down." Maria glared. "You think this is about you? My boys worked for this." So did Jamal's girl. "We're not your redemption story." Elon flinched. "Then what do you want?" "Fight with us, not for us." Elon grabbed the megaphone. "You want respect? Tomorrow we go public with a new deal. 10% of Tesla shares for employee trusts. No board, no votes. You own this company." The crowd exploded. But as cameras flashed, Vivian Musk tweeted, "Dad's lying. He promised me the same thing. Don't believe him." The crowd fell silent, Vivian's tweet burning on every phone screen. Elon stood frozen, the megaphone slipping from his hand. But as the world waited for his lie to unravel, Maria did something no one saw coming, least of all Elon. Maria snatched the megaphone. "You think Vivian's tweet matters? Look around." She pointed to Jamal's daughter, Alea, who'd driven all night from Stanford. "That girl's gonna cure PTSD because Elon gave her a chance." She turned to Lewis, holding his daughter's insulin. "This man's kid is alive because of us, not Elon, not the board." "US!" the workers roared, drowning out Vivian's tweet. Cameras zoomed in as Maria faced Elon. "You want to fix this? Call her, now." Elon's jaw tightened. "She won't answer." "Try." Elon dialed. 1 ring, 2. "Then Dad?" The crowd gasped. Elon's voice cracked. "Viv, I'm sorry. For the plays. For everything." Silence. Then Vivian whispered, "Prove it." Elon handed Maria the phone. "Tell her what you told me." Maria spoke softly. "Your dad's a mess, but tonight, he's our mess. Help us save him." Vivian paused. "Put him back on." Elon listened, tears streaming. Okay, I will." He hung up and faced the crowd. "Vivian's flying here, to meet you." At sunrise, Tesla's board caved. Headlines blared, "EM plays, win 10% stake. Musk steps down as CEO." But the real victory was hidden in the fine print. Maria became the first worker on Tesla's board. Jamal led a mental health fund for veterans. Lewis's burnt farmland became a solar-powered community garden. Priya's son got a lifetime speech therapist, paid by Tesla. Dave's granddaughter Lily became the youngest intern at SpaceX. Elon kept one promise: the Cybertruck stays with Maria. A week later, Vivian arrived at the Gigafactory. Workers greeted her with handmade signs. "Thank you for sharing your dad." She hugged Maria. "You gave him something I couldn't. A family." Elon watched from afar, Vivian's childhood photo in his hand. "I'll do better," he whispered. Maria stood on a Mars colony launch pad, her twins now engineers beside her. The Cybertruck, rusted but proud, sat in a museum labeled "The Truck That Started a Revolution." On Earth, Elon and Vivian hosted a live stream for the Tesla Futures School, a free STEM academy built on Mr. Kowalski's renovated apartments. "Why'd you really do it, Dad?" Vivian asked. Elon smiled at the camera. "Maria once said kids shouldn't feel forgotten, neither should parents."